think I'm going live already. I don't know. Hey, I'm live. I think I'm live. Anyway, I was supposed to do this last night, but didn't get around to it to tonight because I didn't get out of bed. Thanks to the back. Second leg. Hurt like a bitch. Get my phone ready. Plus, my YouTube was acting up so bad that it took like 6 hours to upload something. Hope some people can join. I did not let everyone know I'm live. Incense. I need to meditate a little bit because all the negativity around me right now. So anyway, I'm going live. I don't have no makeup on. I got a little lipstick on, but that's good enough. So I got a headache. I got 3 decks. I got another deck upstairs, but my stomach hurts. I need to force myself to eat something. We're going to do readings on not only Summer Wells, everybody that you think might be involved in it. This is for my back. This is to vibrate my back, which is still not healed. And AB, I might be taking my bra off because I got a surgery going down my back, and I still don't think it was right. But you know what? I don't have nobody to look at my back. Literally. But look, I got this for you all. I don't know if you can see it or not. The stimulator was put in right there. This little tiny device. And it's when I sit down, it sticks out. But this little teeny little device is in there. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. It might still be infected. I've been like in on 3 different antibiotics. Plus, I just got that back in my arm way up here. The whole bone right there was swelled up. And then I had hives break out. Now I got little hives going all down here. I don't know if I was from the sweating last night, but I really did mean to wake up at 6 o'clock. Nobody woke me up. And I don't know why it took several hours for me to upload a 23-minute video. And I'm assuming I'm live because nobody said anything. Somebody say something like hello or something to let me know if I'm actually live. Because I don't know. It might not be working. I don't know what I'm doing. I did try to learn a little bit on editing videos and uploading videos, but I got to work on it. Hey, thank you for doing that for me. Also, before I take my bra off for AB, because I don't understand what the fuck that was about. But I guess people were just like, that was a weird video. But anyway, look, they ain't about men watching me anyway. But I picked up like a 20-pound frying pan, and my whole back went out right through here. Shut up, Sassy. So I still got the scar all right there. And I got this bone sticking out, but you can feel that, like, where they moved all my shit, right? Shut up. She needs her nails cut bad. But yeah, I've been through fucking hell, people. I thought that was going to help. So anyway, knock it off. Yeah, I need some abracadabra right about now. Yeah, so let's focus on that. We all got issues and bad shit, but yeah, I got to clear my head down. I just got to clear this negativity out and this dog barking. By the way, I found this on the road. I love meditating. I haven't found money lately, but I did find a ring. I hope nobody's missing it because you ain't getting it back. But anyway, back to Summer Wells. We got to shut that dog up. Sassy. She got issues, man. Issues. Come here.
Sassy, come here.
Yeah, abracadabra.
Sassy, shut the fuck up.
There is some intelligence to that because if you write the abracadabra, abra, and then it goes down into a triangle. It's supposed to help protect too. But and of course, when your chariot card, it's written on top of it, abracadabra, which to me represents house and vehicle. Okay, so now I was thinking, and I stayed up all night the night that I was supposed to do a reading. That day, I took a nap and didn't wake up. Someone was supposed to wake me up, but didn't. But I needed it because whatever this poison's going into my system, positive thoughts, everything works out. But with the reading I did, is Candace taking on a second personality? You know, she's looking very mannish compared to the other pictures. And I didn't ask that question. But however, remember the one that took that beautiful woman and they found her child in Florida, Shannon, what's his name? Which I did get some death threats on him too, by the way. Shannon, remember I said he took on a different personality. He's definitely got an entity in him. So that's another thing with the mom. Maybe she's the one in the red vehicle. So, you know, and then all these other people editing those videos where they slowed it down and then put some doom music on it. And it makes you think, oh, well, makes other people think, oh my God, that's so, you know, weird. And then they slow down the little 15-year-old with her and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't know. But my point is, did anybody follow them from the hospital, the grocery store, the, well, not grocery store because they probably got that at the Walgreens and the drugstore. And or did Grandma and Candace sell any pills? I'm sure they did a pill count. And then everybody's saying, look, she's on this and that. But I was on Advance many years back. And if you drink one drink on Advance, you're going to slur some words. Slur. Worse than Xanaxes. And then again, if she's mixing Xanaxes with pain pills, yeah, that's a deadly combination. I've lost a couple friends doing that. They weren't bright people, but they're gone now. Thank you for not barking anymore. So now we're back to I did Candace. I did the husband Don. I did the boys. I did a stranger. I did pick up on the stranger. And then somebody wrote, a psychic said that there's two people involved. I'm not a psychic, I'm just a reader. However, sometimes I get to pick three. Lately, I'm one number off, which really sucks when you need money and you spent $20 to win nothing. However, she's got some rotted teeth. She definitely has something wrong with her face. She looks a hell of a lot better with long hair. And they can't pick reception up. However, the boys were inside playing. I was assuming they were online playing. But yeah, they even the news people can't pick reception of the Wi-Fi up on that mountain or hill. So maybe that's why Don. But I could have swore I'd seen an interview where they said both of them called. Right? Thank you for the positive thoughts. And we got a mirror for the crazies that come in so I can reflect it right back to their faces. Haters. But and then a lot of people saying, oh, she was jealous of a little girl. All right, let's put an end to that because she obviously took her places and not left her alone with the three boys. So that's common sense. Don't leave. Oh, let me try another thing with my YouTube or internet. I downloaded Discord a couple months ago, and it comes up and opens up on my desktop immediately, even though I'm not using it. So that might be slowing my internet or messing it up. I don't know. I need to take classes again on computers. Believe it or not, I still owe the government over $10,000 for a $7,000 loan after I had two autistic kids, never worked in a field. Tried. But anyway, so back to the readings. I did pick up the Prince of Wands, which is a red vehicle. However, Candace is riding a red vehicle. That kind of like confuses me too. But however, they were looking for a red vehicle, and they didn't really push that until the family pushed it. It was out there on the news because I googled it. It was out on the 16th, and nobody mentioned it. So they're letting them talk, and they're doing a terrible job talking. They're going to have to get lawyers pretty soon anyway. But the mother is definitely zapped out of her mind right now. So uh, I know a lot of people going to be mad when they find out I did not put a little thing out that I went live tonight. So everybody can, I mean, I got time, even though I slept enough. So what do you want me to ask first? And what about Jose? I mean, remember that guy, Jose? I know that they asked the last time I did a live reading, they asked me about the Chris Marco thing. It came up positive, but we're not going to mix the two together. I don't think they are related. But however, there's obviously people that are hating these people. Don has a past. Maybe some money is paying him back. And also, maybe there is some money in the church that saw the little girl and it was like, hey, I want her. There's some crazies out there right now that are doing anything to get kids. Anything. And then they're saying that there's 54 pedophiles in the area and they live out in the middle of nowhere. I live in the city. Well, I don't. I live on the borderline of the city. And I could imagine there's just too many of them. Whether it was, oh, she lied about her age or yeah, Candace hanging out with the 15-year-old. The mother and her were friends up until that point, which birds of a feather stick together. And is there some kind of neglect? We don't know what's the truth about the rats in the house, and rats usually eat the bugs. What else do we got to say about them? I mean, these people you got to wait before you put all the hate out there, what the truth is and what's not, because we don't know right now. And don't trust somebody putting out a vid, slowing it down, and then put music on it. And that's pushing you to think something. So also, so I did a reading on Candace a couple times. I did a reading on Candace's the senior, the grandmother. I did a reading on Don, and I think Don and the grandmother knows this individual. Maybe it is Candace. I don't know. They know her, but they know the individual, and he has been betrayed. But then again, the grandmother has been betrayed before. And is it possible that Candace and her were doing the pills, not paying attention, putting the responsibility on the oldest boys? You baby, I know people in my own family that's done this. You were supposed to be watching your sister. Mothers do that, even though it ain't right. But you don't want them to be blamed when something like this occurs, because they're going to have some serious fucked up heads, all of them. But anyway, so the boys feel responsible because it was their duty to keep an eye on their sister. They weren't paying attention. I don't think she went out the back basement. I think, then again, also, they said that her bedroom was in the basement with the parents. So maybe she did go down there to play with toys. Was there any kind of family history of sexual abuse? Possibly, but that doesn't have to do with her disappearance right now. Or does it? Right? So what else? So the one road, there's two roads going up into their property. And no, it's not wise for a little girl to be going off. And also, that lake's not that far if you cut through the woods. I mean, maybe they have trails already, and who's living in those trails? I remember when I was a young child, we used to take off because my mother wasn't paying attention to us, but we took off in a group. I had two other older sisters and one younger brother. We would take out with all the kids in the neighborhood, go down to a swimming hole and swim. There was a man that was trying to put quarters down my pants, just to give me a quarter. And I was only like 6 or 7. And we also saw, and didn't think much about it till later on in life, there was a mattress laid out in the woods. I guess where he was sleeping. And you remember this shit when you get older, but not when you're a child. I also remember when we were walking through the neighborhood of Salisbury, older men trying to ask if we needed a ride. Yeah, little kids don't need a ride, right? But we're not smart enough to get the license plate numbers and think twice about that shit, especially back in the 70s. That shit just started to come out in the 70s, you know? Because you would be a monster hunt down by the whole neighborhood and probably never make it to jail if you were found out to be a pedophile. But however, with Oprah, we found out how many of this happens behind closed doors with stepbrothers, stepsisters, babysitters, female and male, and so forth, and teachers. Yep, I remember a speech therapist telling me, put my hand under the desk to hold his thumb, and then later on, I figured out, oh my God, what the fuck? 6 or 7 years old. That wasn't his thumb, was it? But nope, guess he got away with that. Yep, there's some sick motherfuckers out in the world. So anyway, is it within the family, or is it the stranger, or did Jose come back? You know, anybody want to ask the certain question pertaining to that day? And no, I don't believe she's dead in the back of the car. But then again, I thought Letitia done killed Gannon in the back of the car, from that neighbor's footage. That's still a mystery. And I really didn't think that Letitia was going to keep switching vehicles. They weren't watching Letitia very well. And then later on found out. So I've gotten better with directional. So, all right. So I got a feeling Candace is lying about a couple of things, mostly her medications, and also in one interview, Don only, I think it was by a female. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. Did an interview by phone about Don, to Don, and she asked, "Is Candace on medication?" And he said, "Oh no, she's not on any medication." And then she even stopped drinking that much. So, okay, so you're saying she was, but she still is. And then he said something about that she's pretty much given up everything. And what's that supposed to mean? So, yeah. And so, does anybody know how much the grandma's on, and why is she living in a trailer? I don't get that. Wasn't Candace the one that inherited the property and land, or was it Don? So anyway, I'll ask, what happened to Summers that day? It was the 15th, right? We'll use my old deck first. But I've been working on that mini deck, so it's telling me the truth, except there was one number off on my pick 3. Okay, everybody, think about it. What happened the day she went missing when they got back home to the house? Oh, see, Don inherited the land, but she was going to ex parte his ass off that land a couple months ago, right? And then the news and the cops are saying about how much trouble they've been in. Most of these people around there got some kind of law problems, right? And he's a pretty old man. He looks like he's in shape to be doing drywall. So, and also they have vehicles. So I really don't think that they're on government assistance. Yeah. I'm about ready to find an RV. If there's a man out there that wants me to travel, I will gladly go. I'm leaving these boys. They're 21 and 22. I'm ready to leave. I've done had it. They lazy. Yep, he's 56. I'm 53, right? You change your ways after a certain age. But yeah, to still be working and bending, look the damage I did to myself. I'm only 53, carrying groceries home, right? Fucking hurts like a bitch right through you. Anyway, concentrate. It made me lose count right now. What happened the day Summer Wells went missing when they returned back to that property? I'm going to pull the screen down so y'all see what I lay out. Because I've been accused of cheating. Mostly on that one guy. And I also heard somebody leave a message. Shut up and just tell us what the hell you say. Okay, the first three is going to answer the question, or hopefully the question I asked. We see pleasure is the problem, returning back. What it reveals, the truth reveals, family, learning. Okay, so it's answering my question. The moon against and foolishness. Okay, also the fool represents homosexuality and children, by the way, but in this case, next to this, it's going to represent the actual situation was stupid. They weren't looking. Okay, voluntary change is the moon, dark times, depression, setbacks. In between, this also represents a vaginal opening, the moon. And then a fight against, contested or what the hell happened, questions of the foolishness. Recognizing death and destruction suddenly, the end of their whole world. The family's never going to be back together. Because she blamed the boys. The boys are in shock. The husband blames Candace because that's her fucking job, is to watch the children in the house. And also she's taking care of grandma. But besides that, okay, so sudden vibration, suddenly, death and destruction, and recognizing it. It also represents north to south. Nakedness, hair. And everybody's all upset about the fucking hair shit. But why did Candace do hers like that? I don't know. Anyway, things taken into consideration. Work. This one came first. And here. Okay, work, movement. Okay, driving. Was seen. And then daytime action. So, things to take into consideration. There was something else that occurred, and which caused the final outcome. Failure, loss, lies, deception, involuntary change. Well, I'm sorry. I think this one's voluntary change too. And then abundance of overflowing. Okay, and a lot of people are going to say, oh, that means water, death. No. Let's say something did happen. Well, put it this way. When you have something missing, it's your fucking fault because you were not watching. And that's negligence, right? Just like John Walsh's little boy in the mall. It was the mother's fault, even though it's shit happens, right? Just that fast, somebody snatched his ass, and we know the ending of that. All right, so anybody else want to ask the actual question? Let me know, and I'll do the second deck. Yes, it is her job, and she's got to live with this. And then she did say in one interview that about where she was at. She was in a different state in between her bad life and years back when Rose disappeared. So the grandmother, I'm sure, is like in her mind, like, oh fuck, here I go again. And I think that they did love Summers because they took the time out to spend. I mean, even if it was just like, let me take pictures of her. I don't know. There is crazier people out there that, would starve one certain child and then take care of the rest and shit like that. Well, the head could have been shaved for two, couple different reasons. Lice, number one, they were just too embarrassed to say that, hey, we do it this way instead of running out and getting $70 worth of creams. And believe me, as an ex-hairdresser, I did people's hair, and I'd have to say to the mother that was on drugs and the people she hung out with was on drugs, why the fuck you keep letting her go over there and do this, you know? And they want, you know, I'm sitting there knitting, and it's a disgusting mess. And then I'm putting myself and my family chances of getting this shit, and it, you know, it does cost money to do it. Normally, I do keep bottles handy in case of that, but yeah, normally you shave the head, and same with the crab stuff. But little kids don't get that. You know, crabs are in another place, and you don't want lice on the bodies, that's for sure. It's probably either the lice from dead rodents being in the house, like in the couch or so forth, or she really did take the razor to her head and they had to fix it and just shaved it. But why did Candace do it to her own hair? But then again, somebody said to me something about Candace being with another woman. So is she taking on another personality? Because you notice how she's always wearing a hat now. You know, in other pictures past, it was longer hair, but she's wearing these. She's the one that's becoming the tomboy thing. I don't know what that's about. You know, her man ain't going to be sexually attracted to her wearing a trucker hat in bed. Right? And then why didn't Don shave his? I guess he was staying in the camper with the grandmother when she ex parted him out of the house or something stupid like that. But then again, I've seen pictures now where Don done shaved his head. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But I do know that my little boy, and I am a hairdresser, I don't know why they took a damn shaver straight to his scalp. Of course, I could fix it and try to cover it up. But then they took a long piece of string and a little ghost picture out the window and hung it to my bedroom window. So I noticed that the ghost had hair on its head. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But, yep, crazy shit little 6-year-old and 7-year-olds do. And how much were those boys watching that little girl? And she's got a lot of people that coming forth instead of like the West, who has nobody that knows them or talking about them and never lets their kids out alone. That's kind of weird. But even though they're out in the middle of nowhere during the epidemic. So I still think that the West killed those children. Not the family kidnapped them or anybody kidnapped them. And, well, that's a good question. I looked and asked about, did somebody follow them from, yeah, it's possible. Was Don working with anybody? Is he that crazy that he did that? I mean, I really don't think that he would do that. I think she would also, if there was another issue of how crazy that man is, that she would come forward to the police, you know. And they are, and of course, if the little boys did something to their sister, they might try to cover up, right? Because they're not only going to lose her, they done lost all the other kids. So if somebody was watching them, exactly, would it be from the lake, from the drugstore, or from the hospital? And knowing that Candace and Candace Senior is in their own little mind. She seemed to be driving good that day. They probably would have ran into somebody that they've been in that town. I don't know how long, but hey, oh yeah, hey, how you doing? And talk to somebody. Oh yeah, Summer's in the car. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this or that. But you know, you don't know who they were talking to and who overheard it, right? And I came up with a whole bunch of mess when I asked about were they being followed. Also about grandma selling pills, or grandma knows the person. It's possible that they know the perpetrator and they just haven't clicked or told the police about it, or etc. So, you know, and I'm sure they did a pill count on grandma's pills, even though it looks like Candace is taking some, right? So let's ask if they were being followed. Thank you for clearing that up about the property. Death, destruction, and shock. Uh, Involuntary changes, self-sacrifice, or a sacrifice, meaning not like, oh, it's a blood sacrifice, but meaning that no longer with us, death, swept away, emotionally tormented. So the eyes of awareness, but were they being followed? Okay, being liberated, driving around, brought negativity, disappointment, and loss. Sudden vibrations. Yeah, even though cups is anemic to wands, swords is in between. So we would go to this, but this is like ongoing story of it. Okay, which one? This one was first. Sudden. Remember how I said it was sudden and swiftness, and then realizing it. I think her timing was off. It wasn't just a couple minutes. And you know who else that happened to? That one little boy, Dylan, it was 3-year-old up in Canada, where the grandmother said she turned around on the side of the house. Dylan was right with her. She bent over because the dogs were chained up and entangling each other. She bent over, did that with the dogs, and all of a sudden, the little boy's gone, right? They still haven't found him. But anyway, suddenly realizing, you know, just realizing it's gone. Now we're in another situation. Recognizing the interference and the change that occurred. Now, look, interference, paranoia, oh my God. The first thing you would think of if your child disappeared is, oh my God, who snatched her, or who knows where I'm at. Recognizing paranoid interference and then the involuntary changes when to snap. Now, that one psychic might be correct. Maybe the one guy was in the truck and the other guy got out, ran around the woods to grab her ass, and then hopped back into the truck. Maybe one person does know them and the other person just goes along with the crazy. Okay, setbacks and worry, the whole situation, combination of forces, and it's definitely physical and sexual. That's what's so scary. I don't think she's no longer alive, but they also pleaded with the public, or like in Silence of the Lambs, where the woman was told to plead with the public about whoever's got her, how great her daughter is. And then they're doing these interviews where they're saying that, as past tense was, summer was. Let me do this card. Who took Summer Wells? Okay, their journey was completed. That means that she's telling the truth. They really were at home or on that hill. She's telling the truth about that. The lake situation was communicated. She's telling the truth. That's telling the truth about that. However, once again, and I've done this several times, the Knight of Wands suddenly. objectivity and researched. He researched it. And he took and weighed it in the balance. Would I get caught? Let's take a chance. He took and researched it and came forth in that action. And okay, she has seen towards the builder. So I'm saying that they know the person that did it. And now she's hit. Summer Wells is hidden well, because they don't search those areas. I think she's in another county to the northwest, but she has seen who that person is. And this normally represents an older woman, and I don't think it's Candace. I think it's the grandmother. Also, the devil represents sudden impulses, influence of drugs and alcohol, sexual weirdness or pervertedness. Okay, and then communicated out. Money, the house. So this is not representing money. It means communicated out. It means they left that house. And then defeat and loss. So that's pretty evil. But so did they go there, or do they know them from something else? And I don't think it's from the church. I think it's more from like drug dealing. Right? Oh yeah, the devil card came up. But that was things to take into consideration. Yeah, I got the devil card. So here's a little mini deck. Did they follow them home? And that's another thing. Since she's got bad reception at the house, they might have been, well, I'm sure the FBI and the police are going to check their phones, who they called and or text about as soon as they left that drugstore. Do they know who took Summer Wells? Does the family know? Does Grandma know? Does Candace Senior know? Candace Junior know? Don Wells know? Do they know who took? Do they know the person who took Summer Wells? Let me rephrase that. Well, if Candace did it, where would she go to bury? They would figure out where she buried her. I don't know what a Taz tattoo is, but we know she ain't right in the head. She's a little off, but so she left the house and got the body, and Grandma just stayed in her little trailer and rested her knee while she buried Summer somewhere. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, unless it was all a lie and Grandma knows, right? I don't think they would cover up the girl's death like that. Were they under the influence? Hell yeah. Now, I was questioned about, was she caught on fire? I did see that it's a possibility that whoever, but you cannot cremate somebody in your backyard. That flame's got to get very high to actually take a body to ashes. So that's impossible. And the dog still would have picked up the scent. And was she a stripper and went by Taz? Probably. She has no brains. Well, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, she's not very intelligent, and whatever she's on is making her even more stupid. Yeah, a mortician could definitely cremate her. Yeah, of course. Do they know who took Summer Wells? Yeah. The first thing is they're trying to find her body. She could be in somebody's basement. Would it come up as death? Like, look what happened to Sylvia Brown, where she said to that one woman, I'm sorry, Michelle Knight, give up on looking for her. She's dead. That was like, what, 14 years when she went to that show? But that ruined Sylvia Brown's career, but she wrote like, what, 25 books? By the way, I met Sylvia Brown, and I used to work in a hair shop that she went, still might go to in Hollandtown, Maryland, which is in Greektown. But anyway, that ruined her career. So, so I asked, do they know the person that took Summer Wells? Okay. Defeat and loss, personality to the problem, decision and timing and judgment, final judgment, visit. I still think somebody visited, communicated out of there, failure and loss, cruelty. I mean, yeah, I don't even want to think. And these parents are thinking about what the fuck somebody did. Okay, so interference of the mind, learning, consolidating with the family, knowing. Okay, emotionally open, swept away. You know, when they find out, Don's going to be in for a real shock. Like, that motherfucker betrayed me. Could it have been somebody that worked with Don? And he said, oh, look, there they are swimming. And the guy, oh, yeah, look, I got to go to my dentist appointment now. Don, you all right? And then left. You know, they need to think about this shit. Decision and timing, once again, and things to take into consideration, the devil pops up. Decision and timing, the devil. Power held. The house. He flew to that house. Did he know that Summers was going to come out by himself? No, but maybe they was looking to steal something. Maybe they went there to buy drugs. Or maybe Candace is having some money come over. Who the hell knows? But I'm sure the grandmother, didn't she have an ex-lover, Chris Marcus, but nobody knows it where he's at right now, or a dude from the church, right? Don's going to be, I'm sure that Candace knows who the hell is at the church, and so's Don, and they got to question who they work with, who's been to that house, and who's seen Summers, and even including the women that work at those churches, if they have a boyfriend that's seen this stuff or whatever, or a husband, right? And then what they say, 45 pedophiles live in that area, sex offenders, not necessarily pedophiles. Okay, and then the sister's already accusing the family of doing it. Don't wait 40 years to accuse somebody. You know, go on to the cops now. Trust me, it'll make you feel better later on. Okay, it's this way. Finished arrangement. Okay, truth revealed in a combination of forces. See, I'm still thinking that the family knows who the fuck. They know the person. They just don't know, like, to put two and two together to how the fuck they got there and did that. What do you all think? I don't know about any church, dude. But right now, nobody can be trusted, right? Now, I tried to separate my old deck, this one right here. I tried to separate the trump cards that or have a Hebrew alphabet. I was trying to ask, you know, could you give me a name? Kept coming up with the TZ, but I don't know what that was. I don't think it was working, so I put them all back together. So, David Dotson, flute player. who knows what they have. I'm thinking that it's more like coming over and grandma, traveling from doctor to doctor, and she's got a new batch of pills. We don't know how many pills she got. What we know, she went there for some pills. Now I go to pain management for my pills, and I have to pee test every damn month. And if I go here, and I can't even smoke weed. I'd like to, but I'm not allowed to, even though it's legal. I'm not allowed to. I'm also not allowed to drink. That includes NyQuil. It's got alcohol in it, so you don't want anything in your 8 hours before. But of course, marijuana stays in your system longer. But they make sure I have a certain amount of level of what I receive monthly, and by the DEA too. And the doctors have to write all this out. And why I'm taking. Even Giant asked me for ow, my ass hurts. Even Giant asked me for some kind of documentation of why I need these pills. And honestly, it's none of their fucking business. That's between my insurance company and my doctors, not Giant. Right? But I do have to keep an eye on it, and I take them where I go, and I don't leave them home with my 21 and 22-year-old. Trust my younger one, not my older one. But I do hide them. Does anybody else know I'm on them? Probably a couple close friends and family members, which now you all do, but they're not, they're going to cut me off now. I got a device for my, right? I'm sorry I mentioned that. You don't know where I live, right? Because people will kill you for them. I don't know why. They don't make me high. If anything, the Lyrica is more dangerous, I think. David Dotson, yeah, we were. I haven't heard anything about it. David Dotson. He's a mortician from the church. Oh, well, let's see what they say about that. Is it? I'll ask. Is it somebody that they know from church? You see, I was thinking, he could be working with somebody that also goes to the church. And does Grandma go to the church? And I know that Summers did, but and I guess the father does, but. Did the whole family. So you have a bad feeling about him? All right, I'll ask if it's somebody from the church took her. But if there was somebody from the church that took her, they had to have ran into him and figured out where she was and what time she was home, or they were just out in the woods looking. It's somebody from the church takes Summer Wells. Candace goes there to sleep at church? Probably. Surprised she ain't burnt it down, right? And mentally, like, you walk into a church and it burns, but lightning hits it. Okay, I don't know if y'all got other decks like the weight deck, because sometimes some of the meanings are different, but it doesn't mean it's not the same. So that's why I'm going to bend this down for y'all. Okay, the first one that come up was, and I asked, do they know the person? Did the person that took Summers go to their same church? Now, this is the reason why I'm asking. Now, the sun can represent family and child and golden opportunities, but also a combination of forces combining something. And then, just in general, family and stuff. So it's answering my question. Damn, now I'm getting a hot flash. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start sweating in a minute. And my hair's still wet from the shower I took. All right, so we got prudence, which is the same as foolishness in my deck, which means penny pound, and you could be stupid with money. It also could represent money transaction, but and then starring on recognizing, and then the voluntary. So remember, I asked, is it somebody from the church? recognizing, and then not really so yet, but damn hot flash. Re- Completion and recovery. 4 is like, stability. And then we have the sex card again, seeing physically and then emotionally swept away. So, things taken consideration. Death card, family, relatives. What card? Oh, the emperor. Of course, the government's looking at it, and that could also represent the church. It's a possibility. I don't know. It's kind of iffy. But then again, look at this. This is the outcome. The Queen of Wands, which she is, also represents more like a police officer. She could represent a police officer. But right now, that's not what I asked. Untouchable, uncompromising, cat-like instincts, which means preying on. And then truth seen about the objects. So objectivity and watching. So I'm thinking somebody from the church was watching. I'm sorry. This card was first, then this one, and then this one. You're seeing it backwards, though. And okay, so truth revealed, watching. Hot flash, man! And my AC is kicking too. It's like 100 fucking degrees outside. 84 degrees. All right, so remember, these people know each other, even if it takes 18 miles to get to here and there. So DD looks very different than a couple years ago. He lost his wife, but something's very wrong there. Where did you see it at, or do you live near there? Do you know him? Good morning. That's how I feel. It's morning. I slept all afternoon. I didn't even wake up last night. They were supposed to wake me up at 6. I slept all the way through it. Woke up very thirsty, guzzling some water. Mr. Meal. They got some enemies, let's put it that way. Now look, I'll use the new deck. Look what it says when I say, does Grandma know who took Summer Wells? Or does Grandma know the person that took Summer Wells? This is a new deck. I can tell by the way you feel, and they're nice and slippery. Did Grandma know who took Summer Wells? One of these days, I'm going to figure out the computer, take a class on it, and actually have a tripod for y'all. I'm about to take my shirt off in a minute. Topless tarot reader. I'm sorry.
Mom, why would you say such a thing?
It's hot in here, Raymond.
It is?
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat.
Cold.
Well, I probably got an infection running through my system and an injection of God only knows what they put in me. But anyway, this card represents the reason why I'm asking the question. This is the personality to the question. Okay. The question itself, virtue. Did she know? Objectivity and research. Objects. Lord of material. Knowing or unknown. Even though it's a new beginnings professionally and physically, I still think it's like a would-be known. Not quite seen, but known. And then truth there. See? It's answering that I would say that, yeah, she knows the person. And then we have the Ace of Swords, truth be known, seen, cruelty, evilness, bloodshedding, and then truth revealed. So I think grandma knows this person. I mean, just out of curiosity, I mean, is it possible that while they were, planting their little thing, they were on the side where grandma's camper is, that, Candace and Candace Sr. went in there, did their meds together, and she thought there's no way she walked her ass up to the steps and watched. Okay, we know that. Okay, so she thought she was going into the house because she said she was going in. Bye, I'm going in the house. Or maybe she said, can't. Maybe she said, Summers, go on into the house. I got to talk to your grandmother. So they thought she went into the house. But anyway, things taken into consideration on this side. The fools first. Foolishness, not watching. Decided against watching. And then victory there. And then this ain't good. Keep showing death and destruction, debauchery, drug abuse, alcohol, change, visit, death and destruction. I still think somebody visited. Now, whether they tell the police that the truth or not, But either way you look at it, Candace was supposed to do her job, but she didn't. She failed. She failed as a mother again, and the grandmother failed again. I don't know. So, all right. So, what do y'all think? Anybody else? That's creepy, isn't it? A mortician. Yeah, death and destruction could come in. He could easily get rid of that body, but this case is so publicized. I think they're going to question about. Hope you don't have a red truck, right? Anybody know where he lives? I'll look it up. I gotta take my shoes off. My feet feel like they're swelling up in this chair.
Why do you still have your shoes on?
Ow, I don't know. What are you cooking?
Some of the sausage in there.
Oh, could make me some.
Well,
All right, I'm probably going to get back on. I desperately need to eat something, and I really don't want to be eating in front of people, right? But if y'all come back, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock already here. Come back on like around 11 or 12-ish, because I stay up all night. I'll try to write down more. I'll probably take all this upstairs where I'm more comfortable. And we'll do some more readings of who you think and what we know. But do you want me to ask, is it possible? Well, I don't know if I can do that because I don't even want to visualize that if she's been burnt. But it has crossed my mind that the flames have came up during the past readings. I think I've done, 2 or 3 readings on her already. And it's a possibility that... a lot of times when they rape little girls, they want to try to burn the evidence and stuff. It's terrible. Bonnie, you've done readings too? Oh, that's right. I know you're got a different website name. I don't think anybody did anything at the swimming hole. I think that girl's smart enough not to go underwater in that lake. I taught my kids, because, we live near the bay, don't go under whatever you do because there's little parasites get in your ears and they get swimmer's ear and they get eye infections. Not to mention it's dirty.
In the water if you can't even go underwater?
To cool off, number one, right?
Right.
It was fun, but no, it's not good to go underwater in that lake or a bay. Even in your swimming pool, if you don't shock it right, have you seen the little little thing parasites that are in there?
Mom, I'm making some of the sausage stir fry video.
I'm joking. But yeah, maybe we should ask more questions about the church and possibly look up. If that mortician has a red truck, I probably will pass out. Oh, by the way, in my readings, I don't know, that's another thing we should do. is readings together and find out what comes up in directional. If it was from her house, of course, if you're at Google, you're looking down at the Google map, which direction it would be in. I keep getting north, and I looked on the Google search, and they really do live in the woods. I think it's like the other county, possibly. I don't know which direction the church is in either. Yeah, Bonnie, I forget what your channel name is. I know I'm subscribed to you. I know I watched it. Well, let me look, make sure.
The middle of this still cold.
I'm live. We don't need to hear you.
My bad.
Reheat it. Don't cook it on
I
high.
did that like 5 times, and the middle of this stuff is still cold. I hate microwaves.
Yeah, the same signs come up in my reading. I get the Prince of Wands, but however, I think it's towards the builder, even though the Prince of Wands is saying about the red vehicle. But see, the red vehicle might be what I'm seeing that's coming out of others communicating this, not what is really actually the situation. Even though I'm pretty good with the deaf stuff, but that's about it. I'm learning more about directional. But I'm not good at all with astrology, except for certain cards. And then, of course, is Candace taking on multi-personalities? That's the real question. One minute she looks very feminine, and another minute she's looking like, boyish, tomboyish herself. However, she operates car pretty well. She drove pretty well. She didn't seem like she was stoned out of her mind until she got home. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see nothing about the dry drowning stuff. I don't think the family would cover it up. I think they would be devastated and probably even have a GoFundMe to help out with the funeral in the church. I think they'd get more sympathy from that. I don't think it would be that. Anybody else get dry drowning in their readings? Is the mortician is a Capricorn? I don't know how the hell you remember all their damn signs then. Yeah, the Capricorn does come up too. I wonder if the mortician was watching them at the lake. Remember, the lake's not that far away from what I've seen on Google Maps. Ew, I never thought about it. Ew, that is terrible thinking. If she, what the hell? If she dry drowned, the man's still a real red flag? Ew.
Mom, I made you food.
I don't get a drowning. I don't. We'll try it again. What's the moon sign tonight?
Mom, did you want your food right now?
Oh, you got me some?
Yes.
Oh, that's really sweet of you. I'm just sitting there. I don't want to eat in front of people.
All right. It's going to get hot. It's going to get cold. So.
Yeah. I'll ask, but I don't think, I think she really did get tortured sexually. Did Summer Wells drown? Oops, I almost did too many cards. There you go. All right. Remember, it shows up the question I asked. This is how I know it told me the truth. Of course, they still sometimes lie, or I read them wrong. Death and destruction, drowning. Did she drown? Oops, sorry. This card's first. Mental slaying, slayed as fast as he could sexually, caused interference and possible death. The moon, dark times, depression, to be involved or not, combination, dried. you know, uh, the the outcome of it though says no, failure, no, and final decision, no. Things taken into consideration. The star, which is recognize hair, nakedness, leadership, independence, energy, and then strength. And so, how did he lure her? How would he lure? Just probably just ran up and grabbed her. The new moon isn't there a ceremony biker gang? I think I heard something about a biker gang too. I don't remember what that was about. He's probably making sure that that they don't start rambling off or saying something. Like. But I've seen them where they sit there and pet their hair and shit during interviews. Not these people, but I've seen other interviews. The bikers that were trying to get there's somebody trying to get him. Why? Teresa Shepard, is that H's mother? Uh-huh. Well, I gotta eat. I'm gonna try to get back live again if y'all are up. I usually wide awake now that I slept a day and a half. On my back, it's got to get out of this chair. Um, oh, that's right. They're trying. The dad's trying to get him to go to New York or something, right? But I've seen a lot of bad videos that are out there, and even the communication between the internet where they're slowing it down and replaying it and replaying. It's terrible, but we won't do that here. But come up with more possibility. I like to try to do more with directional. Where is her body at right now? Than who exactly it is that picked her up. And yeah, I don't see the family going and doing all that over a drowning. I think they, like she'd have more if the mother was trying to get attention, she would get a lot of attention from the church if there was an accident, and then she'd also have a witness there, or two witnesses there, and something like that. They would get a lot more money and GoFundMe and help burial. And but I have seen a lot of things where they're saying that she's jealous of her. It doesn't seem like she is, but who the hell knows? Doesn't seem like it to me, because she's taken her instead of leaving her home with 3 boys. That would not be good. But everybody trusts their kids differently, right? Anyway, I'm gonna close out because we've been on here hour and 9 minutes, and YouTube will probably for some reason take this down anyway. I don't know why they're taking vids down, especially when they've been up for like a year. It's so the father the father of H is in a biker gang, and they're gonna sit there and throw stones at that family. Well, to each his own. But I know that, I don't know. It seems like their family is getting a lot of death threats. It might be too dangerous for them to stay in that house, But well, the psycho things about the sacrifice. That could be in the eyes of payback. I'm paying this person back by this is the person I'm going to use. She was the like the lamb that's out by itself, easy prey. And then, of course, we have the strange disappearance of Rose. So the grandmother hasn't really said anything. So I hope my hair is dry. Anyway, I'll be back on give me like an hour and a half to carry all this stuff upstairs. I'll be back on, let's say 12 p.m. Eastern time. Let me gather everything up. I also got another deck, but I haven't played with them too much. But everybody can come back around 12-ish.
Hey, maybe you can help me learn some tarot cards.
Yes, you can help me read people comments, Raymond. Won't help. All right, so I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Thank you.